Hey. Welcome to the show. You guys have made it. It's Friday. This is Just Parlays. So don't be looking for anything else because this is Just Parlays. If you're looking for cooking tips or automotive how-tos, you're in the wrong place, man. This is Just Parlays, brought to you by the good folks at Winners and Winers, Max Wagers Network. I'm Scott Steehn. I'm the lead handicapper at Winners and Winers, and I'm joined, as always, by this handsome fella with the Buffalo Bills hat permanently affixed to his dome.
Until I get a new one.
It's Chris King. Super glue works, doesn't it, buddy?
Yeah, I have a Cubs hat, but I have to figure out where it is.
I think I'm getting I'm not going to quite get the Chris King look, but I am going to get a much, much shorter haircut here.
Well, you're not going to get this look?
It's going to be close.
And this is long, because,
That's about what I'm looking for, like a 4 and a 5. I go into my guy, and I just found this barber a couple months ago, and he's an old guy. He's like probably 80. And
he's a guy you don't want to have do a straight shave, right?
I actually asked him last time about a shave, and he goes, "I don't do them anymore." He goes, "I'm too shaky. I don't do it." I'm like, well, you got to know your limitations. And limitations,
as Harry Callahan once said.
That's right. So. But he doesn't. I tell him, like, I want it really short, and I get inch off. So I think I've got to go, dude. Give me a crew cut with a little bit extra left.
Then you probably want to go like a 3.
I don't quite want to throw a 4 on the top, 5 on the sides is what I like. I do. That's what they did. That's what they did at Fantastic Sam's, man. So hey, it's good to see you.
See, mine's usually a 1. It's that easy. It's like. I'm done in like 5 minutes.
I had stress alopecia for a while. As my buddy said, it looks like you got the mange. So I ended up shaving my head. I had a shaved head for probably 6 months until it started to grow back. I didn't hate it. It's really easy, man. Cold in the winter though. Cold it's underrated how cold you get with your head bare. So
Andrew says Detective Callahan. It's actually Inspector Callahan.
Oh, sorry.
And to quote, when they suspend him, he said he could use his badge as a 7-point suppository, and the mayor asked him what that meant. He said, "Stick it up your ass."
Andrew letting us know that it's 4-0 Phillies as Fadon continues to do his thing. We got an extra gift, Chris, with him being called back up for the first game of the doubleheader, and I didn't play him.
I was disappointed. I mean, I said yesterday he was getting called up. I actually wrote this game for Winners and Winers because that's how I knew that Adon was starting game 1 against Suarez, because I had to go and comb through like 57 different things for them to actually say who was going to start. And yeah, Adon living up to his reputation. His ERA has actually gotten worse. It was 6.95 coming in. He's at 7.21 now.
Yeah, that's the old trivia question. What do you want to not happen when your ERA is 6.95? You don't want to have it go up. So it's Rye is on the Phillies. Hey, Rye, we're gonna miss you today on the NASCAR show, man. With Father's Day off, it's gonna be weird. Gonna be weird for me just doing 2 shows. So on a Friday,
yeah, that's got to be awkward. I mean, we're so used to having Fridays be so busy,
That's right. So now that we've got a few people here, gather around the campfire. I want to ask you guys to do us a favor, if you would be so kind to smash that like button. We appreciate it. That lets us know you're out there. Lets us know you're digging what we're doing, etc., etc. Of course, get subscribed to the Max Wagers Network channel if you haven't done that already. You've learned this week it is the exclusive home of all of our live shows. Make sure you get subscribed there. Hey, hit the subscribe at the Winners and Winers channel as well. I know most of you guys have probably done that, but if you haven't, you know what? Give me a little Father's Day present. Now's a good time to do that, of course. So, and check out all the great content at the Max Wagers Network. I wouldn't bullshit you. At noon, it's Sean Higgs doing Midday Money. 1 o'clock, it's the irredeemable Allie Burns with Morning Wood. 2 o'clock sees me and Chris talking parlays. We're trying to head back to the window at 3. Scott and I, as I roll down to Studio B. 4 o'clock, Sean Miller talking about Saka. And 5 o'clock is Detroit Lenny, along with the Earl brothers, who are currently enjoying their time at Disney World with Tim and Nick. So there you go.
Well, at least they got to go to, quote, the happiest place on earth after having their guts ripped out in the Super Regional by Texas.
There you go.
Interesting stat about East Carolina: for all their success in college baseball, do you know how many times they've been to Omaha?
None.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The only time they get to Omaha is when they listen to Counting Crows tell you that Omaha is somewhere in middle America.
They're the Mizzou Tigers of college baseball. Mizzou has never been to the Final Four. So, and they've had some really good teams, and they have never made it to the Final Four. So, saying hi to some folks in the comment section. Of course, Ryan, Andrew are here. DE Mortal Dead Boys. Look at this, Chris. You are inspiring people. He has been highly motivated by you, and he has created his own shot in the dark. In the dark, man.
That's disturbing that I'm motivating people. That's not what this isn't about. That's not what this is about.
You know what? When you're talking about something that pays 1,000 to 1 plus, you can throw $10 on there. You can throw $5 on there. Not going to change
on there.
Not going to change your life, except it's going to make it a little bit easier and a little better and a little more comfortable, maybe to pay the bills for a month or two. So yeah, that's I don't mind. I don't mind that at all. Happy Father's Day to you, Big X. Look at that. I was getting ready to make my X, and I totally just jacked up everything. It's the X right there. Chris, you got big plans for Father's Day? What are you doing?
I'll probably just I got some ribeyes, so I'll probably throw those on the grill and have some twice baked potatoes, something like that.
Very good.
Nothing overly exciting, but at least when we say grill, we're not like Rochelle where we're saying, yeah, we're gonna grill some hot dogs.
We're gonna barbecue some burgers. Oh, shut up. Yeah, a Father's Day is going to be very costly for me because a couple of weeks ago I said, you know what, the Royals aren't in town. Let's go out to see the minor league team. Let's go out and see the Monarchs. We'll go out.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're talking about they got the picnic tables and everything.
Right. So when I made this great plan, the highs had been around 84, 85, and I go, this would be a nice little pleasant Sunday afternoon. Well, now it's going to be about 98.
Yep, now it's the ninth circle of hell.
I walked out yesterday. It was 97. I'm walking the dog at 3:00 in the afternoon, which is game time. And I'm like, you know what? I can't fucking do it. There's no way I'm going to subject everybody to this. So I'm going to buy them out. They've already bought the tickets. So I'm going to buy them out, and we're going to go do something indoors. Probably go to the the art museum. Might play a little indoor miniature golf. But we're definitely going to hit like one of the fancy brunches.
I would play miniature golf over going to an art museum, but that's just me. I like to go to arcades and stuff like that.
It's fun. It's fun. I love the Nelson Atkins is here. It's very cool. So there's a lot of fun stuff. So Rob Fulton says he does 110 teamer a day for $50. Yeah, okay. You hit one of those, Rob. That's a good year right there.
Yep, I agree. So. And DE/Michael, I was just kidding about motivating you. It's nice to see that other people are getting interested in that sort of thing.
Yes, first and foremost, we're ball busters. So never take it personally.
We bust balls. That's what we do.
99.9% of the time, it's never meant personally. And I promise you, it's never meant personally if somebody doesn't roast us first. So, hey, check out the great deal we got going on over there with the fine folks at Caesars. If Caesars Sportsbook is in your area, this is an opportunity you should pounce on if you haven't done it already. They have upped the ante, gone from $1,100 to $1,500. That means you make your first bet with Caesars up to $1,500. If you win, you win. If you lose, they make it good. Couldn't be easier. Couldn't be a cooler deal. You have to use the code VIDEOWINNERS17. Right, Chris?
Oh, I thought it was 11. But
is it 15?
Yeah, it's 15.
15. I lied. 2 weeks ago.
We were just trying to make sure you're all paying attention.
Video winners 15.
Because we've had guys that have just made up random codes because they were just on paper, and so we want to see if you guys were on your toes.
If you don't believe us, you can check out the link in the description of today's video. We got the link there. We got the code there. Check it out. You got to be 21. It's got to be a state where Caesars is. Know your limits. Know when to say when. Don't drink and drive. Don't do drugs, kids. I don't know. Any other disclaimers we need?
Don't whiz on an electric fence.
Some objects may be larger than they appear.
Right.
How'd your day go yesterday, buddy? You do okay?
Yeah, I mean, we had both 2-teamers and premiums and a 4-teamer hit. And then on the show, we had the 4-teamer hit thanks to Detroit, wilting in the 9th inning. Wasted a great start by Bo Brisky.
Yep. Very good.
Maybe Bo Brisky, can pitch a little bit. Who would have thought?
we'll keep an eye on him, man. There's some of those guys get it figured out after a couple 3 stars, and they're like, you know what? I think I got a handle on this. So.
And I know you had a very good day yesterday.
I did. I had the rare sweep. The day before, I'd had a mini sweep. I went 4-0-1 as I pushed on the Yankees total. Yesterday, there was no mini to it. We went 7-0, buddy. Hit 5 premiums. Hit my play of the day, and we hit the farm play. I got to say, I was all over Golden State in the under and the money line. That's exactly the way it worked out. It ain't always going to be that way, as you guys are. If you're veteran listeners, you know it's not always going to happen that way. But
to quote Lou Brown, nice catch, Hayes. Don't ever fucking do it again.
You know what? Ride the lightning, buddy. Because I've noticed I'm a streaky handicapper. So get on me, ride me. If you're looking for premium,
whoa, hey, what these people do when they're not on the show is their own business. I don't need to hear about it here.
Looking for our premiums, we've
sign up for Scott's OnlyFans for that kind of content.
We've got the links in our description of today's video. Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate it, man. It was it was good, and I'm really happy for my subscribers as well. It's nice to get them a little extra Father's Day money. Thanks, AJ's. Happy Father's Day to you too, and happy Father's Day to all of you guys. If I haven't got to you personally, all of you that are fathers, congratulations. It's a tough job. It's a fun job, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. And Chris, what do you think about the guys that their idea of a great Father's Day is to spend no time with the family, like go out to the golf course or something like that, man? Are you?
I mean, there's. I guess it depends how many kids you have and how much of an annoyance they are.
And they're always goddamn annoying. And I always wanted to spend time with them on Father's Day. I don't know, man.
Yeah, but how many of them wanted to spend time with you?
You know what? Luckily, about all of them. They're
about all. Now that's a good percent. Somewhere in the neighborhood of 3.5.
I'd say it averaged out to about 3.25 a year. It would vary from year to year depending on who was pissed off at me and who I just grounded. But
I mean, is it any different than when on Mother's Day, if they go to the spa or whatever, I mean, nobody ever roasts them for that.
That's
so, I
true.
mean, if somebody wants to go to the golf course in the morning, so what?
Well, yeah, in the morning, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay with fitting it in, but you do something with the family. That's all I'm saying.
Rye said he's that kind of father. Call me and then leave me the hell alone.
Nice. Nice. Brandon,
I put the hell part in there, but, it was implied.
Brandon's excited for the capper of the day tomorrow. He's putting a nice UFC parlay together. Excellent.
What's this capper? Is that over on Clar?
That's what I do. I do capper. Are you kidding me?
I didn't know you do capper on the day of the weekends. I don't. On the weekends, I don't look at any videos because I don't have to do anything.
I do it every day.
Well, yeah. A lot of times I don't get a chance to look at stuff because I'm busy writing.
Oh man. Hey, let's talk about
is that your contest you came up with? You never told me what the hell it was?
No, it's the contest. That's a different thing that I'm still working on getting implemented. I kind of I won't say they move the goalpost every time I write something up, but every time I write something up, we expand on what we need. So it's currently the ball's almost always in my court. It's always me like trying to do something else, and I need to do something else to get it done. So I'm currently working on fixing the latest iteration of the contest. Dude, I've got a great budget for it. It's going to be a fucking blast. And I just anyway.
We should have a contest on this show too. But
I agree.
I don't know how that would work.
Oh, I can figure it out. It's my superpower. I can turn any game into like a drinking game or playing it for money. So any kind of contest, I can actually turn it competitive.
I guess Jim last I checked, was still working on the swag department.
Oh yeah.
But that might be another thing where the goalposts are moving consistently.
All right, so there's Holland Yanez. I love doing the UFC show is one of the best times of my life because I do the name reads cold, and then
and you're like, who the fuck is this guy?
And Reichel would just hee-haw. It was so it's Holland, Yanez, House, Dukas or Dawkins. One of them plus 248. All right, Brandon, very good. I'll talk to Reichel and make sure you stop by the show, see if he's doing a video and what he thinks of.
Yeah, I thought he usually was doing UFC stuff before. Did he
doesn't
back
know
out of that?
whether he likes the card or not, or he's got an angle. I think the majority of the time he does a UFC video, but he's awful busy too. So, hey man, let's talk about some games. Hey, first of all, let's talk about the basketball game last night, Chris. We mentioned it briefly. I was on the right side of it at Golden State. I had the under. Said Boston wouldn't get to 100. They pretty much
Boston started hot. They were up 14-2, and then apparently they forgot that the game lasted more than 3 minutes.
Yeah, and then that was it. Boston won the third quarter again, though. See, I kind of think that Golden State third quarter thing is a lot better bet if Golden State is behind.
True.
Or if
it's a close game.
Yeah, if they're dominating, they play a completely different style. I think he comes out and goes, you know what you're doing right there in the first half? Keep doing that shit because that's working. You're up by 15.
Yeah, so, I don't know. I watched part of the first half, and Boston gave 20, 21 or something points in a row, spanning the first and second quarters. And all right, that's enough of this. I'll just go watch.
They had 22 turnovers?
Yeah,
you can't win a professional basketball game with 22 turnovers. You can't win many college games with 22 turnovers. But
no, and they shot poorly. I mean.
Yeah,
Smart didn't get involved because he was in foul trouble in a hurry.
We turned the ball over a lot, but at least we shot like shit. So there's that.
Yeah, so I mean, we covered all our bases to make sure that we would lose the game. But for the series, what it was, there was no game decided by single digits. So I mean, from the value of entertainment as far as having. Games that went down to the wire, you really didn't have those.
None of it.
Especially compared to the NHL.
The spread meant nothing in any of those games. Nothing. Just not a fucking thing.
But, I mean, you look and Jaylen Brown was 12 of 23, and the rest of the team was horrible.
Yep. Hey, Andrew says that he grabbed Golden State +8 and money line +205 after the first time out when it was 12-2. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about right now. That is the key to live betting is to buy low. Buy low, Chris.
And you couldn't really get any lower than what they were at that point, like you said.
You bought it at the Apex. We talked about that with the Royals game a couple of weeks ago. It didn't work out. They came back and they tied the Royals, and we felt like geniuses until the Royals and then the pitching just it fell off the cliff. Was that Toronto? I can't remember.
Yeah, that was that game where Kikuchi couldn't get out of the first inning.
That's right. And they beat him up and went up 3.
Walk.
Yep. I've seen fewer walks in a Bengals video, Chris.
Exactly. Ryan said he's glad the NBA is over.
I get that. It's a long season, man. It's we've talked about it before. It's kind of like that bowling season where you sign up for that league and it starts at the end of August and comes about March. You're like, fuck, all right, I'm ready.
It still goes till like June.
Yeah, you got 10 more weeks. Sorry, guys. So yeah, I kind of feel like about the NBA ended around May the 1st. I think that'd be much better. I just do.
I mean, they've talked about shortening the season. I don't think they'll ever do it because nobody wants to give up all that ticket revenue money.
No, they're not going to give up games. No way. It never goes back in the tube, buddy. Bowling is worse, says James. Yep, I get it, man. And I loved the bowl back in the day. I was a good bowler. It was 2 or 3 leagues a week. And I still get that fucking March, April blues. Like, I can't believe we're still fucking bowling. God damn, make it stop.
We're still bowling.
My kid was a monster. He bowled a winter league. And then they went and signed up for goddamn summer league. They had like 2 weeks off and boom, they're right back at it. Like,
he's still bowling now?
Yeah. Yeah, he's still. He's got. I asked him. He got like 4 more weeks left.
Like, I wasn't sure if he had given up bowling after you had that conversation about when he said he was talking about changing something and that he went and asked somebody else instead of you.
Oh no, I told him to because I can only take him so far. I've taught him up to this point. I've made him about a 195, 200 bowler, but he wants to get to the next level. He wants to be in that 215, 220 range, and that's I'm out of my depth because the game has changed and I haven't kept up with it. So
just tell him to throw strikes. He'll be good.
Yeah, thanks very much. So hey, let's talk about some games, man.
It could work for Joan Adon.
G Money says I'm a Lakers fan. I already hate the Celtics. I hate them even more because they made me miss the first quarter and second half over. The over bets last night, those were just brutal all the way around. Quarters, halves, full games.
There was just poor shooting.
Well, and turnovers, and like you said, 22 turnovers. You're turning it over 5 times a quarter. And it's going to fucking keep your point totals down. It just is.
But I mean, Golden State turned it over 15 times themselves. So
right.
I mean, they had help.
You can just write that in the book. You can just write down Golden State for 15 turnovers, And Boston had kind of the same problem, but they'd been able to squash it to a degree. But, man, it all came out when they didn't need it.
Yeah, it seemed like Udoka didn't really, like Reichel said last night, didn't seem to make any offensive changes over the last 3 games. And,
Did you see Reichel made $5,500? She hit that parlay?
Yeah, who the hell bets on New Mexico State in November?
I think it spanned about 8 months.
Yeah, at least 7 months.
So all you guys that don't like tying up your money in futures, and I don't want to do this, Reichel's going to have a tale for you that may just turn you around.
And it was a free bet too, because if you noticed, he didn't put any money into it.
Right, it was $125.
Yeah,
$125 free bet, and I don't know how many legs it was. It was a
3. It was New Mexico.
More than that. No, it's more.
He's only got 3 on it. He's got it posted on Twitter.
There's no way that pays that much money.
They're the only 3 he's got posted on Twitter. Is New Mexico State, the Eagles over the Jets back in December, and then Golden State.
Okay. Well,
I'm sure
he'll tell us all about it on the show here. And by the way, we're going to have Allie on the show. Hopefully, Allie is scheduled to be on the show in Friday. Right? Yes. I wish the NBA was shorter. I wish college basketball lasted all year.
It was a 3 pick thing. He's got it right here. New Mexico in the first half was plus 260.
Can you see the top of it?
Yeah, it says parlay 3 picks.
So you're telling me New Mexico State, Golden State
at New Mexico State, he took the New Mexico in the first half on the money line at plus 260.
Right.
Then the Eagles minus 6.5 was minus 110.
Okay.
And the Warriors were plus 550.
And that somehow paid.
The odds were it says plus 43.67.
God damn. Okay, there you go. Plus 43.67. Good hit. All right, hey man, let's get to it, buddy. We got shit to do here.
Yeah, we got into baseball because that's all there is.
Yes.
Unless we talk about the CFL or the USFL. But we'll start with the Astros and the White Sox coming in from Minute Maid Park. The White Sox trying to get to 500. I don't think that'll really do anything for Tony La Russa. But, at least then they can stop yelling at him for intentionally walking guys with 2 strikes. Meanwhile, Houston running away now in the AL West. Scott, do you think anybody's going to catch up after the Angels cratered and Seattle's playing terrible?
No.
And then there's Texas.
Nope. I think even if the Astros don't continue at the pace they've been on so far, I think they've built themselves a big enough cushion to survive a couple of the dips. And you kind of touched on it there with the other teams. I don't think there's anybody that's really going to be coming for them. They're going to have to fall back to the pack. And I just don't see that happen. I don't know who it is. I don't know who you got there. Seattle's kind of shown their true colors. The Angels, like you said, they've absolutely fallen off the cliff. So
the Rangers are in second place.
Yeah, that's just sad because yesterday you and I were arguing about who was in fourth year. Oh, don't forget the Rangers. Oh yeah, they're in last place, and we look at them like, oh nope, they're not. They're fucking 5 games under or whatever. So
yeah, they're 3 under now, 30 and 33.
There you go.
Real quick, there, James is asking, would you take the Cubs and the Braves under 8.5? My answer to that is Charlie Morton in his 12 starts this season, the over is hit 11 times.
Yeah. Yep. Atlanta's scoring a shit ton.
And Chicago just gave up like 485 runs in the last 4 games.
That bullpen is gas. They gave up, I think 41 in 4 games. I think that's right. Because I did some stuff on this game. Yeah.
I like Keegan Thompson, but he's been banged around the last couple of outings. He got smacked around by Baltimore. He got smacked around. Who the hell else smacked him around? The Yankees.
I've got that as my play of the day. I really went out on a limb there, Chris. I took Atlanta on the run line. Really, really stepping out.
I don't blame. I would have plugged it in here, but since it started at 220, I didn't want to throw it in there after the
right.
You know.
People at home writing it down, going, "Oh, wait a minute! You backed the team that has won 14 in a row and faded the team that's lost 10 straight." Okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you look going back into that Yankee series, the Cubs had given up 67 runs in the last 6 games.
Yeah, I looked at the bullpen usage and they're gassed, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, because
absolutely.
Schwarmer kept walking people yesterday, and then the rest of the guys were terrible. I mean, the fact that it was only a 2-run game yesterday was a moral victory.
Absolutely, it was wind's blowing in. Obviously, you guys probably know that by the fact the total's not 11.
It might not mean anything though.
No, I think even if you write down Morton for giving up 3 and 5 innings, I think once it goes to the bullpens, it's going to be all Braves, and it's probably going to, because we'll say what you want about Morton, they leave him out there, he wears it, so he could go 5-6 innings and give up 4 runs, and then it becomes a battle of the bullpens. And I like the Braves there. I wouldn't touch the first 5, but I think that eventually Atlanta wears them down and gets a big win.
Yeah, I would have to agree. As much as I am a Cubs fan, you have to be realistic. And like you said, the bullpen's gassed. You got 2 or 3 starting pitchers that are on the injured list with Stroman and Miley and Smiley. Why don't we just get some other guy that rhymes too,
They finally got them together, huh? Finally got Smiley and Miley on the same team. That's fantastic.
I mean, when you've got Frank Schwindel pitching in multiple games, it's not normally a good sign.
You're worried about your outfielder's arm. You're worried about his pitching arm. Yeah.
Fortunately, he plays first, so we don't have to worry about that. So.
That's right. All right. So let's talk about this Astros team a little bit here. No, I don't think anybody's going to catch them in the West, Chris. I thought they were the best team going in, and nothing has changed there.
I mean, I get that Giolito has a bunch of punch outs.
Yeah.
But he's got a bad whip. I mean, 1.444. He's fortunate to be 4-2.
Yeah.
And Framber Valdez, I think he's had a little bit of bad luck because he's got 3 losses despite his ERA under 2 3/4. He's got a decent whip, and the White Sox are bad.
The biggest surprise in this game is neither one of these teams score any runs. White Sox.
Yeah, I'm really surprised by that too.
And they don't score any runs at home, man. So, but. I'll lean this way. I had no interest in this one, getting involved with the 2 pitchers who could really go either way. They could throw absolute gems or disappoint. So I'm gonna pass on this one and let you lay out your opinion. Some good trends that favor Houston there at the end.
The White Sox don't play well against the Astros.
No,
I don't know what it is, and you're looking. I know everybody talks about the White Sox, are very good when it comes to creating runs against left-handed pitching.
Yeah, I know it's a small sample size, but I was gonna point out those last 2. They're 2-6, last 8 against a left-hander on the road, and they're 1-4 left-handed starter overall. So
right, but everybody talks about but they're number 1 in runs the runs created stat against left-handed pitching. So what?
Yeah.
I mean, they're still below 500. They don't get good pitching. They're missing a bunch of guys in their lineup. And like you said, it's a small sample size, but I mean, we're talking about a White Sox team that isn't very good.
Right. Yeah, I think at the bottom. I think at the end of the day, it's a team that's was overvalued,
badly
managed by a guy who's overmatched.
I mean, I personally may overvalued when we did the preview of the Central because I thought that they would. I didn't know if they would get to 92 or 92 and a half or whatever.
Right.
But I think a lot of us thought that they were better than this.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely true. That was I know that was one of Reichel's favorite plays, and one of mine as well was White Sox under. It's one of the few futures I actually bet on.
And here's a stat for you too. Do you know what Valdez's ground ball rate is this year?
I do not.
67%.
That's throwing some sinkers there, buddy.
Yep, he gets a lot of weak contact, and we're talking about a White Sox team that likes to beat the ball into the dirt.
Yep.
And Giolito has one of the worst barrel rates of any active pitcher this year.
So they're squaring up and hitting him well, huh?
Yeah, the Blue Jays are probably the best lineup that he's faced, and they got him for 6 and 4 innings.
Yikes! All right, very good. Nice little price there. You're catching 90 cents of value. You want to play the run line 155. As I call it, you turn that frown upside down, Chris. Turn that minus 155 into plus 135.
Yeah, and this was a line that switched because last night it was like minus 170 or something. So apparently people were drunk and said, hey, look, the White Sox might actually do something.
People still betting on the White Sox, man. I can tell you that for sure. So, all right, what else you got?
All right. James also asked, would you take under 10.5 in game 1 with Adon as a live bet? It's currently 4-1 in the top of going to the top of the 5th.
I want to see Washington's bullpen usage. Yeah, I don't hate that. I think because if Adon's not out of there yet, he's going to be out of there soon. So, yeah, I'm okay with that. I'll give a small lean to that. Hey, I cashed my Cubs under yesterday that I thought was absolutely fucking trash when we were doing the show.
Yeah, I think idiots like Trent Grisham trying to do a squeeze play for no friggin' reason didn't help him. Yeah, well, I know you don't. I'm just saying. Yesterday, Reed Garrett threw 30 pitches, Machado threw 31, Ramirez threw 15. The day before, Cishek threw 28, Edwards threw 19, and Perez threw 31.
Yeah, okay, the day before. That's all right. I mean, it's not ideal, but so they're pretty gassed too. Yeah, small lean under 10.5. I wouldn't bet the house on it, but all right.
I was just looking at the Cubs bullpen, and yeah, they're not in good shape.
No, they're not. All right, what else you got? Royals? The Royals?
Oh. No, not the Royals. Still are listed as TBD as starting when I look.
It's always an adventure. Always an adventure with that.
I thought it was Lynch's turn to start.
Nope. I got no starters here, man. It is Lynch's turn in the rotation, I believe. I don't know if they're doing something funky with the off day. I don't know if Lynch is hurt. I don't know. I mean, the Royals don't have the pitching. Like, we're gonna just like skip guys.
Yeah, we're just gonna pass on this guy.
Right. Who the fuck are you gonna skip?
We're gonna throw David Cone.
David Cone, Kansas City boy, by the way.
But yeah, we'll move on and we'll talk about the Yankees and the Blue Jays, the top two teams in the AL East. Not like this is a close race because you look and see the Yankees are 10 games ahead.
Yeah.
The Yankees won another close game last night against Tampa Bay. Looked like they were going to extra innings, and Anthony Rizzo said, hold my beer, and drove one into the seats in the bottom of the ninth to give the Yankees a 2-1 win, sweep that series. They're now 47-16. Like Rye pointed out yesterday, the Yankees have more home wins than a bunch of teams have wins, period.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They have 29 home wins. So, yeah, they've got more than a third of the division, probably. More home wins than other teams have wins. Jesus.
Yeah,
the Royals, if you counted only Yankees home wins against the Royals total wins, we'd still be 4 games back. Jesus Christ. Not good, Bob. Not good at all.
You got a good pitching matchup here. Jordan Montgomery, 2-1, a 2.70 ERA, 9.75 WHIP. His walk to strikeout ratio is 5-1. Facing Ross Stripling, and Stripling, I guess he's going to be in the rotation for the rest of the year now because Ryu's done.
Who?
Ryu.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Ryu, yeah, whatever. The guy from Street Fighter.
Okay.
But Stripling, does this make Anthopoulos, because he's not there anymore, but does this make Toronto contemplate about trying to pick up a starting pitcher before the deadline? Because can you really rely on Stripling for a full season?
Yeah, that is the question. I mean, they've got, if you look at it on the surface, they've got Gausman, Barrios, Kikuchi, Manoah, and Stripling.
Yeah, but
not a bad starting five if everybody
can you count on Kikuchi? He walks everybody.
Well, you can't even stay healthy. I mean, he's going to stay in the rotation unless he just absolutely falls off the cliff. He's going to be your 4 or 5 guy. So you got to have. I don't see a way they win without him as a starter. But I don't know that that's a move they have to make. I think that you might roll the dice. I mean, if you can get him for a price, you can get somebody that's competent for a price. I don't know, who do you want? I mean, what are you looking at?
Well, I'm just thinking, Kikuchi, he's got an ERA of 4.8. He's only averaging less than 4 1/3 to start.
Yeah, I know.
As good as Barrios has been, record wise, his ERA is 4.65.
Right.
Gausman was terrible yesterday.
When those guys suck, they don't fuck around.
Yeah, Gausman was horrible yesterday.
Oh, Gausman was just dreadful. Yeah,
wasn't helped by an error in the second or third inning either. But
nope. All right. So who you got?
But I mean, there's got to be somebody out there that somebody would look at and say, well, he's better than this. I mean, makes you wonder if Toronto wishes that they still had Stroman, instead of watching him bounce around to the
yes. I almost guarantee you that's true. I mean, here's my problem with replacing Kikuchi. They just signed him to a deal. So,
was it a long deal or was it a short deal?
I would imagine
through 2024. Okay, so 3 years, 12 million a year.
Yeah. So, I doubt they're going to pull the panic button halfway through the first year of a 3-year deal.
But can you rely? But then again, can you rely on tripling? Because I mean, you look. The most innings he's thrown in the majors in his career was back in 2018 when he threw 122.
I'm aware. I know.
So, I mean, can you rely on him to be a full-time starter and B effective for that long?
And he was hurt. And he was hurt this year already for a month, right?
Right, because he's made 15 appearances, 7 starts. So, I mean, you have to wonder: is he going to hold up?
We'll see. I just don't know. So, you got the Yankees here. You got Montgomery. Montgomery's been fantastic. That whole pitching staff for the Yankees has just been nails.
Yeah, unfortunately for everybody else.
And they've always had the offense. Third in the majors in runs. There you go.
Fourth in runs on the road. They've beaten people up. They win close games. They win blowouts.
Yeah, I mean, any Yankee stat you throw up there with wins is going to be just off the charts because they win way more games. Their winning percentage is .746, so they're winning almost. Probably if they win tonight, they'll win 3/4 of their games. Is that right?
You are correct.
So you're gonna. For me, it's fucking hard to pass up the Yankees at -105.
I was surprised that it was that low. To be honest, I mean, I think last night it was 125, and then it moved to 105.
Yeah, so a lot of.
And I get, yeah, and the thing is, we've talked about when you play in Toronto, you got to worry about who's not going to play, who's going to play. The Yankees don't have that problem. They've already been to Toronto. Everybody went. Right.
There you go. So I don't know, buddy. If you want to go into the teeth of the line move, I'm fine. If you have a team that's winning 3/4 of their games and you're going to give me even money, I'm going to have to consider it under most circumstances.
Yeah, and they've won 7 of the last 9 in Toronto. They've won 5 of the last 6 meetings this season. Overall, they lead the season series 6-3.
There you go. And they have I see it Stripling at his best. They still have the pitching advantage here.
Right. And Rice says he'd take the Yankees' first 5 that game under 5. I'm surprised it's that high, to be honest.
Agree. Its total must be 9.5 or 9.
I think it's 9. Let me double check real quick here.
I've got it right here too. It is 9. It's 9. Yeah, 9 most places. Open.
Yeah, I was gonna say it opened at 9.5.
Opened 9.5, correct. So yeah, catching that at 5. I don't hate that, Rye. I don't hate that play at all. Two good pitchers on the mound.
Now, of course, this will be the game where Stripling reverts to form and gives up like 7 runs in 2 1/3.
All right,
and then we'll all look dumb. But
it's pretty hot out there, Chris. You got any ice?
Why is it? Are we in hell?
Anything going on in the ice?
No, unfortunately, there's not.
What do we play? Hockey?
They don't play till tomorrow. Remember that we talked about that this was the weird thing where they put in an extra day of rest.
Oh, that's right.
For no friggin' reason, because other than Gary Bettman is a moron.
Well, since we're not doing a show tomorrow, who do you like in that game?
Boy, I tell you what,
that's right. He handicapped 17 games and gets them ready for you. I want to ask him about another one.
I still think Tampa Bay has a shot at evening the series. The last thing they want to do is go down 2-0 again.
Okay.
And this is just one of those obscure stats that nobody pays attention to. Since 1960, no team has gone down 2-0 in the back then, since there were still only 6 teams, in the semifinals, or in the current era in the conference finals, and down 2-0 in the Stanley Cup finals, and won the Stanley Cup. It's only happened 4 times, period, in that stretch. So I'm going to look for Tampa Bay to steal one. Because they don't want to go home again down 2-0, not with this Colorado team. When they faced the Rangers, we knew the Rangers were flawed.
Right.
When they dealt with Maple Leafs, we knew the Maple Leafs had goaltending issues.
Well, let me ask you this, and I'll probably ask Rachel the same thing. Do you think it's a good time to jump on? We've probably reached the apex. Well, unless they lose this one, but then I'm not interested in playing it. So we've reached the apex of playable odds on Tampa Bay, in my opinion, right now.
Yeah.
At plus 230. Do you have any interest in that?
Slight, but I wouldn't jump in with both feet just because of the fact that we've seen how good Colorado is.
Okay, fair enough. Might be worth a little pizza money on the plus 230. Yeah, like I said, obviously if they lose this one, you're going to be at plus 350 or some shit.
Probably plus 400 somewhere.
So obviously the odds would be better, but I don't have any interest in playing them down 2-0.
Yeah, you don't want to run the risk where you've got to win 4 out of 5.
Right. So that's why I say I think they're at the apex of playable odds right now.
I would agree with that. And James asked if we could have a show about money management because it's a key for sports betting. Scott, tell him your keys to money management.
I rearrange. I bet units based on my bankroll, and as my bankroll rises, my unit size rises. As it decreases, my unit size decreases, and it kind of de facto takes advantage of hot streaks, and I'm able to up my bets on hot streaks. And obviously, when I'm going cold, my bankroll goes down, and then I'm able to take my unit size down. So that's the way that I've done it. I'm not. I'll tell you, as much success as I've had just handicapping Game Chris and making money doing this, what I am unable to do is prioritize. I can usually do okay with premiums versus freebies. But as far as like taking 3 or 4 premiums and telling you which one I like the best, I'm terrible at that. Absolutely fucking terrible. I like them all. If I find, for me, every game is pass fail. All right.
If you put it up there, it's up there for a reason.
It's either playable or it's not. I don't have games I really like and games I just really, really like. So that's my money management. I totally agree. I don't know that we could do a whole show every day on money management, but it definitely should be explored in a segment, either on this show or on the show with Scott and I, because it is an integral part of betting success. And I don't believe you can have betting success without proper bankroll management.
Andrew asked, when you yank money out?
When you yank money out, it's totally dependent on your needs. It just totally, for a long time, I used it as a source of income. I took out a certain amount every month. But if you don't have that ability, I can't answer that question. I'll puss out. I'll 100% puss out and say it varies via the individual. And what's a lot of money in one account may not be a lot of money in another account. There's some people that have 500 in an account and they're thinking about pulling out a couple hundred. Cool. There's people that have 50 grand in an account and wouldn't even think about touching any of it until they need 5 or 10 grand. So I can't answer that question based on, I don't have enough information. I only know what it is for me. So,
right.
I was able to, I used it as a way to pay for private school for a couple of the kids and help with college and, that kind of shit, vacations. And, a lot of times I had like real jobs, but most years I made more from sports betting than I did from my actual job. So that's my bullshit. That's my bullshit answer, Andrew. I'm sorry I can't give you a more definitive.
Well, I think you're right though. I think it varies depending on what.
If you wanted to talk a percentage, I probably would never ever pull more than like 20% out at any one time, and I wouldn't hit it again until I built it back up to where it was. Because that's how you diminish your bankroll. Now, if you hit a big win, like Rachel hitting the $5,000 parlay, I take out all $5,000 and go spend it on some shit. Absolutely. That's, to me, especially if I have a free bet, that's found money.
Or like Kevin a couple weeks ago when he went and then bought his girlfriend that TV.
Yeah. And, I gave that advice at the casino too, when I was working. If somebody, especially if they weren't experienced, they'd come in. I had a couple one time to come in and played like $20 in the field. And obviously they're young. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. And they went on a great field run. and they're up like $200. And I could tell $200 to them was a lot of money. So now he starts betting for 50. And I fucking went out from behind the table. I said, come here a minute. I said, look, I love you guys that you're here. I'm great, having a good time. Do me a favor. Go turn that chips into cash. Go have lunch. And then if you want to play, we'll be here. Come back, play some more. And never saw him again. So, and I do that, and I would do stuff like that all the time because people get over their head and it's chips or it's money on a screen. It's numbers on it. It doesn't mean anything. So turn it into something meaningful. And then you want to put it back in. You want to keep gambling. Great. You've made an informed decision, but don't get caught up in the moment and don't get caught up in the misdirection that it's not real money. Casinos. That's why you don't play cash in a casino. You can play one bet for cash, money plays, but they don't pay you in cash. They don't give you your cash back. They fucking turn that cash into chips and hand them back. If you pay $300 on a pass line and you hit it, you get 6 black chips back. You don't get $300 in cash and 3 black chips. So yeah, so do that. If you get a big win, turn it into something real. Go spend some of it, and then if you want to keep popping it, knock yourself out. All right, old man rants at clouds. That's over. Let's go. Give me a 2-teamer.
All right. How about? Well, we talked about the Astros already. How about we talk about the New York Mets taking on the Marlins? Carlos Carrasco, boy, you talk about a guy who has pitched well after a couple of rough stretch with his health and everything else.
Absolutely.
Taking on the Marlins, who don't know who's pitching. At least as of this afternoon, they still had the ever popular TBD.
Well, it was going to be Lopez, and that scares me, the fact that they fucking bumped Lopez from there because he was certainly one of the bright spots in that rotation.
Well, then he got bumped again because they had him. He was supposed to go Wednesday, and they bumped him from that one too.
Yeah. I still got him. In fact, that one of the sites I use still has him against Carrasco. So that's troubling.
Says he's still day to day with a wrist issue, but that was the other day. I know he threw a bullpen spot Wednesday, but
he must still be day to day. So we talked about the Yanks and the Dodgers. Prohibitive favorites.
Yeah, they're at home, but they're facing Plesac, and we've talked about how none of us like Plesac.
I don't quite hate him as much as you do, but
you're not a fan though.
I don't want to touch this game because it's a guy coming off of a long layoff with Kershaw, and even though it's Kershaw, I get it. I still don't have any desire to ride him.
He did pitch against the Giants.
I take that back. He pitched against the Giants his last time. It was okay. 2 earned, 4 innings.
71 pitches.
71 pitches in 4 innings. Okay, not great, but yeah, I'm not getting involved with that. So,
good for you.
And I'll put that on the list of things nobody gives a shit, Scott. Nobody gives a shit about.
I'll take that for 200, Alex.
So if you want to play the Astros and the Mets, you're getting better than 3-2, 153 on your $100. You want to play the run line there? Put a little sauce on that bad boy. 381 is what $100 will get you. And as far as the Yanks and the Dodgers, 167 on $100. Not quite as strong as the first one for that run line parlay because the odds are so big on the Dodgers.
Yeah,
324 on $100, not bad at all. Chris, 4-teamer.
All right, 4-teamer hit for us yesterday, so we'll see if we can keep that going today. I'm gonna go with the Rays over the Orioles.
What did it pay, Chris? It paid around 7.5, didn't it?
Yeah,
yesterday about 7.5 to 1. So that's a nice day. Hope everybody was rode that 4-teamer there a little bit. Got the Tampa Bay Rays. You got the pitching matchup there you like, bud?
Not really, but because it's Shane Baz, who's made one start against Dean Kremer, who I'd rather have Cosmo Kramer on the mound if I'm an Orioles fan.
Okay, very good.
But I just think Tampa Bay, they're going to be pissed off after that series with the Yankees. They lost, 3 close games? Mm-hmm. Was it 2-0, 4-3, and 2-1?
I think that was correct, yes.
And Baltimore scored all their runs for the week yesterday.
Okay. You got the Detroit Tigers. A nice little price on Detroit. I don't hate that as my boy goes. Skewball.
Yeah, you know who he's pitching against?
I do. It's Johnny Gray.
That's right.
Yep, absolutely.
Not to be confused with Pete Gray, Dorian Gray, Sonny Gray. Quick, give me a band name that sucked that had, it's not Touch of Gray by the Grateful Dead.
Okay, good pull. I was lost there, buddy. You'd taken me down that path. You turned off all the lights and you ran away. So I was totally fucking grasping in the dark there. Like I'm grasping in the dark. Padres there -140 over Colorado.
Yeah, Mackenzie Gore and Kyle Freeland, showing that you too can be a mediocre pitcher and still get paid $16 million a year.
Oh, he's getting the money. He is getting the money there. Mackenzie Gore's been actually pretty damn good. He's had a couple bumps in the road. But
I know he struggled with Colorado and Petco in his last start, but nobody's saying Freeland's great either.
Not a lot of wind. I checked the wind factor on that one. Wind's not going to be a big factor.
But the total keeps going up. It started last night at 11.5. Now it's 12.5.
I hate to say it in Colorado, but I kind of like the under there.
Yeah, me too, because I'm just watching it keep going up. James, we do parlays every day on this show.
Did he ask?
He asked if we give out nice parlays like that often. We try to.
Every day, Chris tries to put up a 2-2-teamers, a 4-teamer, and the 10-team shot in the dark, of which he consistently hits, I would say, 6 to 8.
Yeah, we had, I think, 7 yesterday.
There you go. So if you wanted to be fancy, if you wanted to play a couple of 6-team round robins out of those 10, you could do that too. Of course, you're talking about a little more than pizza money. You start playing round robins, but I'm just saying.
And, if Ohtani would have gotten one more strikeout, or if Phil Nevin had yanked him after 6 innings, could have had another one.
Yep, absolutely true.
And then the Giants over the Pirates. I know Marlowe's going to be disappointed because I know he's been a big fan of the Buccos, but I like Rodon better than I like Zach Thompson.
Yeah, and you're paying for it, but
yeah.
That might be a spin on the run line there. Everything else, I gotta be honest with you. I don't have enough confidence in that pitching matchup to back the Rays at 150. I'm okay with Scooball. He struggled last time out. I think he rebounds. I like the Padres and the Giants.
Did Scooball pitch that bad when he lost to Toronto? I know it was a 6-0 game, but I thought he still pitched pretty well.
Yeah.
He gave up 4 in 4 innings. Okay, so it wasn't as good as I thought.
Yep. All right, buddy. Let's take a. If you wanted to play that, it's right in that range as it usually is. 743 on $100. You want to play the run line? You want to lay the money with the Rays, Tigers, Padres, and Giants? 4 run lines. Look at that shit. You might expect a pretty hefty payout, and there it is. 21.66 on $100, getting better than 21-1 on your money if you want to play the run line there, buddy. So
Rye said the Nats bullpen is in, so Adon's day is over. 5 innings, 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. He got his ERA back down to 6.97. So
excellent. Well, we'll see you in a couple months, Adon. We'll see you September 1st, buddy. All right, give me a 10-teamer. Give me a shot in the dark.
All right, I'm going to take Mackenzie Gore over 4.5 strikeouts. If you look, he's picked up over 5, I think, in 6 of his last 8 starts.
Okay.
Colorado, they talk about how Colorado's not a team that strikes out all that much. Well, you fanned 7 times against Tristan McKenzie yesterday. So,
yep.
I'm going to take the Brewers over the Reds. And
I told you I like McKenzie, man. I told you that kid's coming on.
I know.
All right.
I'm going to take the Brewers over the Reds. I don't know why this game is this close line-wise.
I wondered that as well.
Eric. I'm not Matt Lauer taking on Hunter Blue-Green.
Yeah, he Hunter Green always seems to just be a little bit overvalued because he got so much hype as a minor leaguer, but they've won 3 of his 12 starts. So
he lost a game where he gave up no hits.
Correct. So yeah, I'm with you on that one. Mariners over Angels.
This is me just hoping that Robbie Ray can actually put together a decent start. Yeah. I know Michael Lorenzen's pitched well, but Michael Lorenzen doesn't normally pitch this much.
True. Cronenworth over 2.5 bases. San Diego taking on who are they?
Colorado.
Colorado. Oh yeah, absolutely. So he's guaranteed 5 at bats, probably almost certainly 5 at bats.
Yeah, and I mean if you look, he's been on a roll of late too because he's just been mashing the ball all over the place.
Good solid player.
Yeah, for a guy that, nobody, when he came up, they're like, well, who the fuck is this guy?
Right. Twins over D-Bags.
Yeah, Smeltzer and Bumgarner, but we've talked about Bumgarner. He hasn't had a lot of luck either.
No, they've lost his last 4 starts and are just 5-8 when he takes the slab. And Bumgarner, he hasn't pitched terribly. I don't know. He's given up 12 earned in his last 4 outings, covering 22 innings. So, not ideal. So, yeah.
And real quick, just back to Cronenworth real quick, Scott. He was 10 for 17 in the series against the Cubs with 4 doubles and 3 RBIs.
Raking is what he's doing right now. So.
Bumped his average from 221 to 246.
Nice. Judge over 1.5. You probably clear that one in the first inning. Very good.
That's what I was thinking.
You're just riding some hot motherfuckers here, aren't you?
I was gonna ride Giancarlo Stanton, and then I looked and saw he was like 0 for the last week.
Yep. Paul Goldschmidt on fire. Ramirez on fire. Giolito.
He'll get some strikeouts because the Astros have a bunch of free swinging hippies in the middle of their lineup.
Free swinging hippies. Free love, acid taking, Grateful Dead fucking listening hippies out there.
Well, at least they're not listening to Joan Baez, you know.
Kumbaya. Just throw the ball. All right. So if you wanted to play all 10 of those, you want to do it the easy way. The easy way to hit the 10 teamers to play the money line, of course, that pays a mere $71,000 on your $100 bet, or plus 7 or 710 to 1, roughly, right?
715, but yeah.
Who's counting at that point? I'm tipping my valet that fucking money. If you wanted to play the run line, he said, you know what? Anybody can hit one of those fucking money line 10 teamers. I want to put a little difficulty factor on there. Well, you're going to get rewarded. That's going to pay $168,000 on your 100. Or if the cat who said he plays a $50 one every day, if he were to hit it, that would pay
$84,000 and change.
$84,000 and change. So well done. Chris, any final thoughts, words of wisdom before we get out of here for the week?
Yeah, make sure that you continue to fade the Nationals at all costs, because let's face it, they're a very bad baseball team. You could do worse. That's some serious fifth inning wisdom there, Chris. Thanks very much for the time. So don't forget, there's a second game coming up with Falter and Espino.
That's right. Just because they lose the first one, don't think they can't do it again.
As Ron Burgundy once said, when he tried out for ESPN, well, the Cubs and Astros decided, what's better than playing one game? Well, let's play 2 on the same day.
Very good. Worst Ernie Banks ever. Hey, that's going to do it for me. That's going to do it for Chris. From both of us, we wish everybody out there, all you fathers, a happy Father's Day. Keep doing the Lord's work. You guys are doing great. Keep it up. Let's go make some money. Let's have some fun. If you got slow afternoon, work's done, you got nothing to do, stay tuned. I'm going to be rolling down to Studio B here in just a couple minutes with my pal Scott Reichel. But for now, we're going to end this one. Chris and I will be back Monday, same time, 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. We'll talk about everything. But you know what? We're going to put the hammer down and eventually spend all of our time talking about
Just Parlays.
You guys take care. Have a great weekend. We'll see you.